Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another cast of Rec League. My name is Deadline, and here in the casting booth, we have our operator, amazing operator on the cameras, Hawk, and that's pretty much it. I'm all alone today. Today we have a game with, let's see here, the PGV staff, Superstars, and the Adams family. We have the Adams family on the blue side, and then we have the PGV staff on the orange side. Very excited to see what these two teams can do since they have some really strong players on both sides. So we're up for an interesting and entertaining game tonight. That's for sure. Let's see. Oh, it looks like we also have JJ coming into the booth.
Oh, sorry, I'm late.
Guess I'm not alone.
What's up? How's it going?
Nothing much. How about you?
Pretty good, pretty good. Do you have the Spark link?
It should be in the chat.
It's in
the Discord.
Which chat?
Our chat.
Just
on
got
on the VC chat.
VC. Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Orange team ready up, waiting on blue.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I was almost late, Jay. I took a big nap and then I woke up, and then I realized the time.
Yeah, I went out and I was grabbing dinner, and then time got away from me too. So.
Oh. Always eating, huh?
One of those days.
Always eating.
Oh, always eating. You know me.
One of those days. You don't mean every day?
Well, I mean, yeah, but I meant lateness. Usually I try not to be late. So.
Usually. I don't know how you use that word usually.
Well, you know, liberally.
Alright, looks like we're starting out with blue team possession. Trying to make an attack on that orange bubble. Jeff going for a bounce shot. Almost went in, but Martini is able to grab it and slam it right in for 2 points on blue.
Very nice.
Very nice.
11, 10, 9, 8, 7.
Natasha in the chat with food is yummy and Sir Trees agreed. I agree with that. That was a good conversation that I just read. Alright, Panda with possession. Panda sends it down to Chuck. Chuck sending it all the way down to Nagini, who passes it back, but it looks like it's a bit of a scuff, and Kudakai goes and picks it up. Looks like he goes for the clear, and it does make it to mid. Bit of a floating disc. See, Martini grabs that disc, juking a little bit, sends it across, but it hits Bowtie and bounces, and looks like it gets picked up by Mark. And then Chuck picks that up after, I believe he took a shot. Couldn't quite tell, to be honest. And that stack gets together from blue team and picks it up real fast. They send it back through. And... ooh, Nagini gets stunned. Oh, they stun each other out, and the disc is still loose. And Kay goes for the shot, but it is off the ding ring. Looks like it gets picked up by Sideways Spike. Oh, and that clear gets intercepted by Mark, who walks it back towards the bubble slowly, looking for that pass. He sends it over, but it doesn't quite connect. Looks like that loose disc gets picked up by Martini, who passes it over to Mark, who puts it in for 2 points. Very nice.
What a beautiful spin with a shot.
Right? Very fancy.
Okay, fancy,
I like
fancy.
It. That's a little pirouette ballerina thing.
I see you doing that a lot too. Like you'd be coming out of boot, boot, and then going up onto the goal and just spinning like a ballerina.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I find it confuses me, but it confuses the goalie just a little bit more.
If you don't know what you're doing, they don't know what you're doing.
Exactly. Like I don't know which side it's going, so they can't know. Uh-oh. Is that gonna be a? Oh my God! Kudakai got stunned out. The disc almost floats into goal, and then Chuck just inches it over a little bit.
And just precaution.
Yeah, you have to make sure.
Just to be sure.
Kind of like he blew on a feather, and just guided it into the the right position. All right. It's like a bit of a split. K is staying stacked on Mark. Interesting. Oh, she splits off, passes it to Jeff. Jeff sends it down mid, but it gets picked up by the stack. Chuck grabs that. Let's see. Does he go for that bounce? He does, but it is a little bit high. It gets picked up by Nagini, who sends it in, but it gets picked up by the goalie. Goalie tries to clear it, and his teammate picks it up, sends it low mid. The stack goes after it, but it gets intercepted by the other team's goalie, who sends it back into mid, and is picked up by Orange. A bit of a tussle going on. Jeff gets stunned out. Sends it back to blue side, but it bounces a little bit, unfortunately. Gets picked up by blue. Mark Ramsey sends it through mid, bounces up to ceiling. It's a bit of a loose disc, and Chuck grabs it, slows it down a little bit, looking for a pass. That connects with Spike. Spike sends it high mid, and it gets picked straight up by the goalie, who sends it right back to the other side. What a fun back and forth going on right now.
Right. Yeah, like a lot of clearing on this one.
Yeah.
I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Just back and forth, tossing it
Yeah.
across the arena.
Yeah, it seems like they forgot. I feel like everyone knows by now. You can't clear the disc.
For sure, but you can see how they're all like together. Like you see majority of the players already right there
Yeah.
in one
yeah.
little spacing. So
No,
of course,
okay.
I guess they might feel panicked to toss it and throw it.
Yeah. It does. I will say it is a little bit harder with open comms and stuff. I think people aren't quite used to, just yelling out their location because you probably will get covered. But then again, you can use that to your advantage.
Yeah, I mean, like since it is like a 5-on-5, there's so many voices
Mm-hmm.
going on, especially when like both teams are very talkative, which I think both
Yeah, I
these
think
teams
they're both
are very
together.
talkative. I see
Yeah.
these guys, yeah, talking a lot, communicating a lot. So
Yeah.
I bet it's pretty loud in there.
Oh, for sure. It's probably a lot going on. Hard to
Hard
keep
to-
track of things.
For sure.
So, how have you felt about this game meta so far?
So far I like it. I love it. It's a nice change of pace. Keeps it refreshing. Definitely keeps you on your toes. Like you cannot, for any circumstance, like not stop or do anything rash. You always want to be, quick, but not too quick. But you also don't want to be too slow where you can't really maneuver because if you don't do something, they're gonna be right on top of you. Especially if it's an
Yeah.
aggressive team going that you're going up against. It's gonna be really hard to stay still. You gotta
Definitely.
think while you move. Think while you move, and that's what I like about it.
Yeah, no, it definitely keeps you on your toes. I find that, with, first of all, just kind of the amount of, when it's a 5v5, even if there aren't stacks forming, there's always someone nearby, so you gotta get rid of that quick. But you can't clear it, so you really do have to be looking for those passes, and then if you're not the one with the disc, it is up to you to get open into a spot that your teammate can get you that disc, like, with no problems.
For
You know,
sure.
It's
Talking
Hmm?
Yeah, talking about communicating, like, or more like being aware of
yeah.
around you.
Yeah.
How do you play Echo? Do you play Echo with like with the sound settings? I mean, like, do you have the music all the way set down to 0, or do you even mess around with your sound settings?
No,
So that way
I
you're more
use the default sound
aware.
setting. The only sound setting I ever changed was when they updated the music, and I just hated it, so I went back to the classic music. I was like, I want to keep my game, how I started playing. But yeah. Other than that, there's nothing else that I've adjusted.
Really? So
Oh,
you've
yeah.
never? I mean, I've played a game where
Yeah.
I turned off the music, I turned off the sound effects, I turned off voice chat.
I
So it was like dead. And I was interesting. I was like, I'm gonna test this out. I'm gonna see
Yeah.
how much I really depend out of all these other sounds
Mhm.
to my gameplay, and I depended a lot because
Yeah.
man, I got ambushed, I got Batman
Yep.
from above, and I got stolen so many times. So
Mhm.
if you want like a really good challenge, try not to put any sound. It's just dead quiet.
I've actually tried that. I was playing with like headphones, and I turned on the noise canceling, and then so I was playing pretty much same effect, like I couldn't hear anything, and it was weird. I had no idea. First of all, I had no idea if a teammate was trying to stack with me unless they flashed their fist in my face. Couldn't tell, like I didn't realize how much I go like by sound, for regrabs and just when to block. where the disc is, it's pretty crazy. Like just the amount of audio information that you are going off of.
For sure, you pick up like a lot of sound cues, and then from those cues, you
Hmm.
determine the best course of what situation you're in.
Exactly. Like even, hearing your teammates' voices, like they don't necessarily have to be saying a position. It's more like where you're hearing them in space.
For sure, like there's times where they're maybe don't call out their position like they should,
Hmm.
but you're able to hear the general area because of
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
kind of feeling of a surround sound,
Exactly.
and it helps a lot.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's funny because it kind of can work against you sometimes, because sometimes in a really high stress panic situation, your teammate could be yelling like, don't clear left tunnel, and you're just hearing their voice and you throw the disc to them. Like,
Don't clears it anyway.
right, exactly. I mean, it's, or you're just hearing the left tunnel, and then they throw it and they're like, I said don't clear left tunnel. But oh, very nice. Let's see. Is this gonna get picked up? Uh-oh. Oh, yes. It always does. It
It
always
always
does.
does. Can't beat out the legendary Cootie.
No, definitely not. Who's actually playing goalie on the? I have to admit I haven't even looked on orange side. Is that
Haven't either.
Panda playing goalie or Oh, it's Mary, isn't it?
I
I
believe
think it's
so.
Mary. Oh no, she's out. Never mind. Oh, okay. Thanks, Hawk. All right. Panda in goal. That is new.
She's
She
always a
actually
striker,
played in
right?
goal last week. Yeah, she's a striker, but last week when I was playing the staff game, we forced her to play goal for the last round, and that was a lot of fun. Just, yeah, she hated it, but we had a lot of fun making her do it.
I bet.
Yeah, she's a lot of fun. Um,
So down with the 40-minute left, score is 2-8. It's been a long time since Orange scored, and it's making him hard. Blue's trying desperately to get another point, but Orange is like right on it on defense.
yeah, they're definitely, I would say, at mathematical time here. So,
But they do carry over, so no
oh, that
matter
is
if they
true.
can keep the points, if they keep points going and
Hmm.
start getting points and getting a good roll going, I'm sure that they will be able to get more points down the second round.
That's true. Momentum is never a bad thing to get.
Mm-mm.
Well, actually, I mean, if you in this meta, it can be interesting though because um, if you get too far ahead, you have to start dropping players,
That is true, and
and
then
depending on your strategy, that can be maybe mess with it a little bit.
for
Ooh, he
sure.
goes for the attempted pocket, unfortunately, just a little bit wide. Nice pass back, but it doesn't connect. Gets picked up by. Looks like there were two goalies. Um, Yes, with 5v5, you can never be too careful. Ooh.
So nice reset by Cootie. Cootie trying to waste time, tosses it
Mm-hmm.
down the tunnel.
Oh,
Hit station, bounces
wow.
across. What a bounce! I
Not
don't know if that was
quite
intentional or by
clear.
accident.
Oh, Mary picks it up and sends it back into play. It looks like, wow, look at that. Gets picked up by Chuck. Sends
See
a
if he can
pass
get a
over to
point.
Spike, who goes for the shot and puts
Oh.
another 2 points in. Very nice. Very nice. Just, right before the buzzer. And a 17. Very nice.
Oh, that always feels good.
Oh, yeah. Just right before the buzzer. The best ones are when the buzzer's going and you had already just put it in.
Oh, that's the best feeling.
Yeah.
So it seems like not that much of a gap, you know?
Yeah, I mean, especially like you said with the points carrying over, I have no doubt that, I'm sure that that last shot from Spike gave them a bit of confidence to come back a little bit. So I'm excited to see what happens. I'm also excited to see who is going to be in goal on both teams because I also think that can really affect a lot of things.
For sure. But it seems like, Blue was having a hard time scoring an orange for the last few minutes, actually.
Yeah.
So it seems like maybe Orange team's warmed up a bit, and now they're trying to get some points out of him
Yeah,
and overtop him in the lead.
yeah. I mean, that's the whole thing is like warming up. I've been actually thinking a lot about this recently. I find that you can warm up your team against another team, right? And then let's say you go and then immediately play another team. If that team, the new team that you're playing, just plays completely different, even if there's say like the same like level, I still think that can throw you off completely, and it's like you need to warm up again. Does
For
that make
sure.
sense?
Yeah. Like
So,
with my like in my
mhm,
team, we typically pit ourselves up against like even higher, like over the top team.
mhm,
So that way we're getting used to like a fast-paced kind of game. And
yeah,
even though if we lose like by a lot, the
mhm,
game that we actually have a match for feels like it's in slow motion.
yeah,
Like their moves are so slow because we're so used to the enemy team that was much better, and we're used to that speed.
yeah.
And because we warmed up to that speed, it makes it more easier to do our plays, our calls. It makes like we're doing it like nonchalantly.
Yeah, because it's not, it's not just about like physically warming up and getting moving. It's also a lot about just getting your brain, going at that speed.
For
Getting
sure.
that a little bit of that adrenaline and everything that, is so a part of this game. Very nice shot.
What a whip by
Ooh.
K. No fear, just charging right into the bubble.
Right after, sometimes that's all you need to do. No frills, just a straight shot.
Simple, but effective.
Exactly.
Just a
I
little shake of the hand. That's all you need.
exactly. Oh, I like the passes going on here. Very nice. Oh, gonna hold on to it for a little bit, looking for a pass. Unfortunately, held a little bit too long. Maybe didn't get a red call. Couldn't tell. Stat grabs it, sends it down. Looks like the goalie was a little bit far out. Gets picked up by Martini, who's likely to go. Oh, I was gonna say for the shot, but he went for the pass. Unfortunately, K missed it and gets the pass back. Turgan gets stunned out. Orange is a little bit bunched up, but they managed to clear it. Unfortunately, does get picked up again. K goes in, misses it. Ooh,
Double ding. Ooh,
double ding.
ding
Unfortunate.
ding.
Ding, ding. We do not have a winner. Um,
Blue catches the enemy pass.
it's like Mark or Martini had that. It's hard to see. Jeff goes for it. Gets sent down a little bit of a, looks like a panic pass, maybe?
Seems like it.
Oh, very nice ender from Chuck.
Throws it way down.
I've seen him start to do more endering and stuff recently. Oh,
What a
nice mouth
shot.
drop. Very nice.
Get to your launchers.
Great shot. And I hear everyone
12.
in the arena saying nice shot as well, which is a lot of the fun in this. It's very casual, everything's friendly, everyone's,
Everybody's having a good time, enjoying it.
exactly. Yeah, it's not overly competitive. It's just enough competitiveness, to
Scratch
be
that itch.
exactly scratch the itch, but not to the point where it's, you know, butting heads and whatnot.
Yeah, like yelling at each other, you know?
Right, exactly.
So it seems like Orange team is putting up a good defense and Blue team's having a little bit of a hard time trying to score. While in
Yeah.
the meantime, Orange team is having a little bit of trouble going up and making an offensive play out of whenever they intercept the disc.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like they bunch up a lot, especially on both teams. It seems they bunch up a lot on that disc.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of clearing from Orange team with, because Kudiga has been getting these gifts and
Yeah.
gifts and gifts and gifts with the disc.
Many a Christmas gift in April.
Little too early for that.
Yeah, well,
Although they do put up decorations way early, right? In the stores.
that's true. They really do. I mean, right after Thanksgiving. That's it's like the day after. It's
It's
kind
kind
of
of
crazy.
messed up.
Yeah.
It's like, let me enjoy this holiday before you start getting me to the other holiday. Come
Yeah,
on.
right? Like,
Disc into the hands of Orange.
pretty crazy.
What a
Alright, they send it across. Oh, intercept from Chuck, who's looking for that pass, but doesn't find one and kind of sends it, invented a person. Um, Sends it down to Martini, who's also looking for that pass, sends it to Jeff, but it looks like it bounced off someone's head. Um, Looks like that stack picks it up. Very nice. They're doing a good job of, kind of making sure that they're able to get to their stacks quicker than Orange is. And that was a very nice shot from Mark.
Beautiful shot and beautiful passing back and
Mhm.
forth.
Yeah.
And I like that they're making themselves very open, but
Yeah.
not clumped up too much. Like they kind of separate
Mm-hmm.
and just enough to where the passer has two options instead of one that with two people in it,
Yeah.
kind of like wasting that manpower.
Yes. Yes.
But Orange team is back with a little bit of passing play on their own. Kind of a bit of a fumble on the trench goes up and possession with Martini on blue
Little,
team.
little bit of a short bounce. That trench is kind of hard to do a bounce pass, like going diagonally across
Yeah.
the on just because of that curve.
But Orange team is able to get it back, trickles his hands, floating forward, trying to find a nice cut pass, finds it with Marie, but it's not able to connect, goes all the way down. Now it's a fight against Marie, and K is able to toss it out into the center, slowly, just barely out of the goalie's reach, but Spike's able to get it, toss it right back, and the blue, and see who gets it. Looks like it might be Ramsey. No,
Ooh.
Marie is the one that gets it. Goes for a shot off the head of Kudakai.
Head.
Ooh.
That's too bad. She had a great mail slot earlier. I'm still just replaying that mentally.
Katrine in the chat says, "Go, staff, go!"
Orange sends it back the other way.
Way too early. Halloween even, says Tasha. Oh, yes,
Yeah.
completely agree.
That's one of the big ones. I think Halloween it's way too early.
Oh my god, yeah. Ooh. Alright. Oh, bit of a kerfuffle. Who slaps it out. Looks like it's a bit of a semi-clear, but it's going to get picked up by Mark, who slows it down, keeps that possession, is waiting for that pass, gets pressured by Mary, excuse me, and she grabs that disc and sends it across over to Chuck. Ooh, Chuck gets stunned out. Mary, oh no, Nagini, I'm sorry, picks that disc up, but it looks like she scrapes it across the geode and loses it. Mark manages to grab that disc once again from a stack with K. They break off, and he looks like he's looking for a pass. He definitely has one open, sends it across. Oh, that was a nice pass. And a good shot from Mark. Nice teamwork.
I like that back and forth passing. That was really good. And to the finish, beautiful. And one thing I like seeing from these both teams is that as they're moving the disc forward, they're not just looking forward, they're looking back as well for the enemy stacks that might be coming up their butt and stealing the disc or even stunning them. And that's what I like about both these teams and that they're doing. They're paying attention, they're being aware of their surroundings, and they're not just thinking of one thing, they're thinking of multiple things. And that's what I like. That's very beautiful to see.
Yeah, it's nice to see for sure. I think a lot of times you can get, kind of tunnel vision and, forget, like, you just stunned them out, but they're not going to be stunned out back there for long, and they're going to come and, beat you up on the way back home.
Like a bully.
Exactly. You gotta keep running.
Run. Run, Forrest, run.
Run, Forrest, run. Oh, I hope that's not copyrighted. I don't really
I hope
know
not.
how the
Oops.
stream works. Oh, nice from Spike. Spike, I keep mentioning this, but I'm gonna mention it again. Spike has been doing these kind of like funny angles recently, using like inversion and stuff, and it's really been working for him. I really like seeing all the like interesting stuff he does with it. It is funky to try to stack with him sometimes. He may just like pull off in a different direction occasionally, but he like gets these shots in that I'm like, how did you do that? Like,
yeah, it's like surprising to once you start doing, or if any of you guys start doing inversion if you haven't already, It's
Mhm.
amazing how many opportunities or different lines of sight to what you need to be, whether it be a pass or a
Mhm.
goal, shot on the goal. There's
Definitely.
so many opportunities that are opened up to you when you use inversion.
Definitely. That's kind of the first thing I realized. It wasn't even about shooting, but it was actually when I'm trying to go pick up a disc that's been cleared. I found that, sometimes if you invert or, you know, not completely, but, you're just changing around your angles and whatnot, you can just find a shorter path to the disc that you kind of didn't even realize was there until you kind of change your perspective on the arena, which is really, really cool. When I figured that out, I
For
was
sure.
amazed. Yeah.
Yeah, even with an inversion, like not even the simple thing of spinning while you're in
Mhm.
the air. Let's say you have the disc and someone's behind you. The
Mhm.
first thing that they're gonna get is the feet, because that's what's dragging behind you. But if you just spin or invert, you'll be able
Mhm.
to move those feet out of the way, out of their reach,
Right.
and that way they're not able to like climb up to you or get you or use you as speed as a leech.
Mhm.
So remember that your body's not just the head and arms, and you got the legs. Although you don't use them,
Mhm.
your teammates and enemies do use them and can use them against you. So you got to move those out of the way, so that way you're not caught off guard, and then they have a nice reachable rope or ladder to get up to you.
Definitely. They really do need to add feet tracking so you could kick people.
Yeah, I'm not sure how
That would
that
be
would work.
pretty fun.
That would be
Yeah,
pretty fun.
I guess, I don't know, yeah, how they'd figure that out, but if they did, it would be pretty cool. Like someone's on you, you shake your leg and it shakes them off, kind of.
For sure. Like one of the big things that I heard that didn't happen, but it was like
Mhm.
a running joke when I first started Echo. It was like, oh yeah, they're gonna take the functionality of controllers and then use hand tracking. I was like, how are they gonna map the buttons? I was like, I guess maybe with like some like pressed fingers, but like hand tracking isn't to that level yet. To
Mhm.
being that very reliable, especially when swinging really fast.
Oh yeah,
It's
no.
like I know, but it's fun to think about. If you could have played the game with hand tracking, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it would definitely be. Although to be honest, I think that not having that tactile feedback would
Yeah.
really change things.
So what about having a glove
Hmm.
glove
That I like.
functionality?
I like that.
Yeah.
I I don't know. I'm sure someone's made that.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think a glove would be kind of the way to go, for sure. Well, that was a nice game. Alrighty. Oh, okay.
So it looks like we have a promo, and after this promo, we'll be going up to the next match.
Cool.
Petunia's Gaming Village is a fun place for gamers to come hang out and play video games with current or soon to be friends. One of the things that makes us a bit unique is our hybrid approach to gaming. We try to set up multiple events throughout the week for various games on PC, console, and VR platforms. One of our staple events is Saturday Night Spirits for Echo VR, followed up by a rotating game that everyone votes on ahead of time. Lately, we've been getting anywhere from 20 to 30 players signed up for this event, and it is a lot of fun. Oftentimes, we're just hanging out on Discord voice chats. I'll hop onto a voice chat in the afternoon while playing a video game, and one by one, the group continues to grow. We have some playing games, some working, others driving home, and on occasion, one or two are doing homework. In a nutshell, PGV is a place where we want you to feel comfortable and have a good time. If you're not currently a member, we'd love to have you come check us out.
No! Wait!
And we are back. Oh, sorry.
No, go for it. Go for it.
And
Step you
we
guys in
are
first.
back. I hope you enjoyed our lovely promos. I want to thank BT Hawk, who's running cams for us and the cast as well. It's a full-time job, and he's doing awesome. So thank you, Hawk. For a moment there, we were chatting while our little bit of an intermission was going, and we were up to 20 viewers, which I don't know if that's technically the highest amount of viewership we've had so far live, but definitely the highest I've seen. So I wanted to thank everyone. So tune in. It's a lot of fun. So for this upcoming game, it looks like it's going to be Hypertension on blue and the Wraiths on orange. So this should be a pretty fun one. I'm excited to see where this goes. Do you have any predictions?
Let's see. On the blue side, I don't know any of them actually, except for Rock Solid. So that's gonna be a new batch of players for me to see. I'm excited to see what they can do. On the orange team though, I know Kudakai, Lord Death, K. Kit Kat is a new one. I have seen around in the server, and as well as Ghost
Mhm.
Minaj. I guess that's how you pronounce your
Minaj.
name. Sorry if I mispronounce it. If
Okay.
Ghost, if you're watching this after this match,
Or live, I don't know, maybe.
or live. Well, I mean he's in
Yeah.
the game, so I mean, well, that's
Yeah.
true.
You
I
never
do
know.
see some people playing, watching the cast live during the
Mhm.
matches.
Yeah, I've tried to do that, and then I kind of get distracted, so I mute it. But I just have it on to support.
Yeah, see what kind of gossip they talk about me. It's like how
Exactly.
bad I am.
Right. All right.
It's like what?
And I'm trying to think. Oh, I recognize Ron Dog on that team and Rock Solid, but I don't know Boss JJ Rock or Tober or Amish Electrician. I'm so sorry. How do you say that? Amish Electrician. Am
I think it's the best. I think you did it better than me. I think.
Amish Electric. I'm so
Amish.
sorry.
We'll just say Amish.
Amish. Yes, Amish. Amish Electrician. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think the more you say it, the more the more I think you're not saying it right. Or maybe you are. Who knows?
Who knows? We're gonna have to have like an interview with this person and see how to. Amish Electrician. Amish Electrician. I feel like it's gonna be like not how you say it. Amish Electrician. Maybe it's that. I don't know. That seems more. I don't know. I've also said it so many times that I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. So.
Martini says like the Amish people.
Right?
Oh my gosh. Okay, I had to jump in here. I'm sorry.
Are you gonna tell us how to say it?
It's like both of you wrong.
Oh,
We're going.
oh my god, I feel so dumb.
Like I'm in bed nursing my headache and like with my little sunglasses on and I'm like, oh my gosh, if he keeps butchering this. Amish electrician, I believe.
Amish electrician.
I was just not able to pick out. All right, people, we're gonna have a quick lesson on camel casing. All right, at the start of a new word, capitalize it.
I mean, that does help people with neurodivergence and dyslexia,
Yeah.
so it is a kind thing to
As
do.
a dyslexic person, that was very difficult for me.
Okay, yes. There you go. Okay, I'm gonna leave now. Bye.
All right, thank you, Josh. I
She
appreciate it.
just schooled us, man.
You really did. I was really embarrassing myself on national television.
Hey, at least you tried, okay? That's
I
what matters,
tried,
right?
you know, that's all that counts. Oh, and
Guess
Amish
who?
gets it in for 2 points. You know,
Oh,
I
man.
think I just have to call him Amish electrician now.
Oh my god.
No, I don't wanna offend anyone. Anyway, take it away.
Alright. So we're gonna having orange team moving up the arena, trying to find a pass, finds it with K, but bounces right back in the center. See who gets it first. Blue team seems to get it first. Boss able to toss it down, but gets picked up by Kudakai, the promo goalie for orange team. But still on the possession of blue. Boss tossing it on the floor, trying to make a bounce shot into the goal, but unsuccessful. Being able to be picked up by Kit Kat. Moving up along the arena, tosses it down the center, clears it down the field on blue side, and looks like Tober is able to pick it up, slow it down, bring it up, trying to find a nice pass, finds it in the low valley, pass to Amish, Amish bringing it down, clearing it down left side, looks like about to be picked up by Kudakai, but ever so slightly off of reach, but now into the boss's hands, goes for a backboard and goes in for a bounce shot, 2 points for blue
Very
team.
nice from Boss JJ Rock. JJ, hey. Feel like we have something in common.
I wonder what.
Honestly, I have no idea. It was just a gut feeling.
It's just a gut feeling. Yeah.
Couldn't put
Can't
my-
be too obvious, right?
No, exactly. All right, looks like that almost, I mean, I don't know if it was going to go in, but it looks like a Kung bounce, you know, could have been fancy. Gets picked up by Ghost, who sends it high mid, which drops down to low, and it's just kind of a bit of a clear. Tober Ghost picks that clear up. I like how they're playing it slow. You know, is really looking for those passes, sends it across valley, it bounces high, hits station and kind of bounces back, but they manage to recover it and send it all the way down. Looks like kind of a panic clear. They definitely do need those stacks. I'd like to see a little bit more stacking from both teams.
For sure.
Seeing a lot of floating.
Yeah, they seem to be a lot of floating, but a lot of passing plays though.
Yeah.
Which is nice, you know, good to see, you know, if that's what typically you want to do. If you don't have a fast stack, you typically want to pass it around. But I'd like to see it from both teams, yeah, a little bit more of a stacking, since it's more like of an individual chase and floating upwards.
Yeah. For sure.
You see it here a little there, not saying that it's not happening, but, you know, we'd like to see a little bit more of that from both teams.
Definitely. I'm just noticing kind of as soon as the disc is cleared, the first reaction from both teams really just seems to be, you know, chase the disc and not go look for your stack partner.
For sure, and a lot of tossing it, clearing it down. Again, with the meta, that isn't as successful unless you have a stupidly fast stack. Because we know we have the perma goalie on both sides and able to pick up the disc. So
Definitely. What I've found for myself is when I'm clearing, if I can try to hit kind of upper or lower trap, kind of depending on where I'm clearing from, and kind of get it stuck around there, it's just a little too far out of reach for the goalie to go and pick it up.
for sure, I've been finding myself clearing it on the stations. Bouncing them there. If the enemy's too close to our side, I tend to bounce it off the enemy stations, so that way they hit the edges and hit the wall. So they just stay out of the border of the goalie. And if the enemies are a little too far away, and I'm able to like clear it, if I'm panicked, I'm able to hit the stations of our friendly ones. So that way, again, they hit the walls and stay in that vicinity. So that way my team can reach it and be able to do something with it. So that way it's not just like clear it down and most of the time picked up by goalie, so it turns into an offensive for the enemy and a defensive for us. So it doesn't give us an opportunity, but at least if I have to panic, it gives at least a chance for us to make an offensive move with it.
Yeah, that's a really good tip. I think also I've noticed that since this game really is just all about keeping that possession for your team, honestly, if you don't have a pass option, self passes are great.
For sure.
Um,
So
ooh,
it seems like more of a like bounce meta is what it's
yeah,
kind of making you do in this game.
I think so. I think that, looking for those bounce shots. Well, yeah, bounce passes because you're almost never going to get a bounce shot because of that goalie there, unless there's certain scenarios where they may be out of position and they're, let's say, blocking the direct. That was a very nice, quick
Beautiful.
flick from K. But what I was saying was, let's say the goalie is blocking the direct shot lane, you may be able to get it in with, a nice bounce shot here and there, but for the most part, I'd say threes are fairly eliminated from this.
Yeah, more than likely. You might see the goalie out of the, out in the bow tie up front, and
Hmm.
then gets cleared down really fast, and then fast X comes get it. Those opportunities most likely have a 3-pointer, but that happens rarely.
Yeah,
And when it does happen, it's very like you gotta be quick, or the goalie's gonna get there.
yeah.
So it pressures you to be very mobile, very fast, and less hesitant. Because when you hesitate, you're
Hmm.
losing valuable time or a valuable opening that's only open for a little bit. And what a backboard
Oh, look,
shot by
nice stop.
Boss.
Boss really likes those. I think that's the second one he's made so
I
far.
believe so. You like swing it all around full force. I like it.
Yeah,
Committed.
it's good. I feel like a lot of people forget about the bounce shots when it's a two, but um, you know, they're pretty good. They're tricky.
Especially when you're not looking at him, because usually goalies use a little bit more of the face of the whoever the disc holder is when they're approaching the goalie. And whenever you look away, it looks like you might be able to give it a pass, but you never expect to give him for a shot. But you got to be
Mhm.
very confident as a disc holder to be able to make those passes or be able to make those shots while not looking where you're actually shooting or passing to.
Yes, yeah, that's a good point. Sorry, I was slightly distracted. Apparently I'm the intern now.
The
So,
intern.
yeah, I don't know if you have the Twitch chat pulled up, but the Petunia's Gaming Village account said, "When did we start paying Jim Jim? I thought he was an intern." So, you know, just to answer that question, remember that time y'all sent me to grab lunch? I mean, you never asked for the company card back, so I thought you
Exactly.
were, giving me a gift. That's all. Um,
Very taking advantage of the company, right?
right? I mean, I thought that was the perks of the job.
Oh
It's
man,
not all fun and games.
no, it's not.
All
Seems
right.
seems like Rock has good possession on the disc, tosses it up to Boss, moving it up. Two defenders right up on him and able to steal the disc. K able to toss it down and clear it down to the goalie's hands.
Oh no.
Sadly, but let's see if Blue moving it up all the way. Tabor trying to find a pass in tunnel. Doesn't connect. All four Blue players chasing the disc. But Rondog is able to get possession of it. Tries to clear it down. Luckily, it didn't get cleared down any higher because it would have gotten in the possession of the orange team. But is able to get, but still back in the possession of orange team. Orange team crosses to the other side due to a panic because he was getting bombarded by so many of the blue. It's like a herd.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how,
Stampede.
how, how do you feel like whenever like a herd like the enemy team just comes right at you out of
Oh
nowhere?
my gosh. It's if I'm prepared for it and you block and then you hear like three crunches, that's very satisfying. But if it comes out of nowhere, it's like terrible.
Yeah, just going for the disc and facing the
Yeah,
wall,
and
turn
then
around,
all
you
of a
just see
sudden,
freaking all of them coming
yeah,
at
there's
you
like
from all
hands
directions.
flying, the disc is like, doing that bleeping noise. It's wild.
And then you get no call from your team. It's like, no, you're
Yeah,
good.
exactly. I'm like,
You're fine.
no worries.
He's
It's
got it,
fine.
right?
I should have just.
For him is green, right? For him is green.
Yeah, yeah. They'll just phase through him. They're not gonna.
Yeah, he can deal with it, right?
Yeah, right.
He's dealt worse.
Oh, went for that pop shot, but unfortunately that goalie said,
Not today.
not today, not in my goal. Oh, off the ding ring.
Orange catches the enemy pass. Orange throws it way downfield.
But
So you see like a lot of looks like orange team is stacking a little bit more. It's a little bit more prevalent to see blue team doing a little bit of the same. But it seems like
Yeah.
orange team is able to make an offensive, but doesn't connect, but still gets possession. K going for a long shot, but it is a 2 points for orange team. Looked like it was almost a 3, but barely got into the bubble and counted as a 2.
I think she pushed off of boot,
I
but
think
if
so.
she'd anchored, it would have been a 3 for
Would've
sure.
been a 3.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's see.
Let's see.
Teams entering the
30 seconds on the clock and winding down. See if blue team or orange team can make a point in these last few seconds. With blue team might having a shot attempt, has panic because Kudaka is right up on Boss, but is not able to get it, but gets it right back. Boss moving it up, trying to find an opening, trying to find a pass, finds one over to the wall, but is unable able to connect. Still gets possession by Amish, making 2 points, making it a 4-8 game for to end round 1.
Very nice.
This round
They got in that final shot just right before. Just widening that gap a little bit, but once again the points carry over, so I'm sure there'll be no trouble.
Chuckle says you have Tyro NA card, you don't need ours.
Hey, Chuck, listen, I'm trying to, spread the wealth, right? Isn't that what it is?
Spread the wealth.
Well, credit to me, at least. Exactly, diversify your portfolio. Thank you. See, this is why we keep Chuck around.
He's like our best boss, you know? He's like the best boss I've ever had.
Yeah, right? Like, awesome boss.
Awesome boss.
Anything he needs, you got it.
Totally not tickling his ego.
No, not at all.
No.
No, Chuck
Never.
I would never. No. Mm-mm.
What about
Triple
Tasha?
deadline salary. Okay, Chuck, what about mine? I just said you're the best boss ever. Uh-oh. It looks like there's some fighting starting in the chat. Tasha says, what about me? Rude. Uh-oh. Oh, no. What have we started?
Oh
What have we
no.
started?
JJ, why are you always the cause of drama?
Oh,
Come on.
No, I can't help it. The drama just loves me.
The drama loves you.
Yeah.
Well, at least he keeps it interesting.
Right? You know, if you don't stir the pot once in a while, it gets kind of stale.
Chuckles, Tasha, you're not the boss, you're the D.
Drama llama.
Drama.
throws it way down.
Happy llama, sad llama. Da 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 da. Super llama, drama llama. That's where I know that from.
That's where you know
Nice
that
to
from.
hear. Oh!
Oh, what a
unfortunate.
ding ring.
That is
Amish.
too bad. That's the worst feeling when it's like it could go either way. It could be like the best pocket ever, or it's just outside.
Yeah, you hate to see when the disc is on the inside of the goal and bounces out from the inside ring.
Yeah.
That's like, oh really?
It's
Game, you
painful.
couldn't let me have that one. That was
Right?
clearly inside, but no, you decided to bounce like 3 times inside the goal and pop out.
I
'Cause
wonder-
I had that happen so many times.
No, same here. It's so frustrating. Okay, this is a nerdy question. How many like pixels wide do you think like the goal like energy field is? You know what I mean? Or not pixels, but like I don't know, whatever the unit of measurement in this.
I guess it would be,
Yeah, I mean,
but I bet you it's pretty small.
yeah, like it, because there's definitely like a lip on either side of it, which is frustrating.
It doesn't seem like a big lift, but once you see the disc going bouncing
Yeah.
around in there, it starts to become like very noticeable.
Definitely. I was actually playing a game, I want to say like 2 weeks ago. It was in one of the like early morning events that Spike and the spatial group likes to run, and someone shot, some bounce shot, and it glitched out and just started endlessly like looping in the um in the goal, and it must have done it, I swear to God, like 100 times before I think someone like finally pushed it in or headbutted or something like that because people were like trying to grab it. It was the strangest thing. I'd never seen it before. I wish I was recording.
Yeah, I had a game, like 2 games,
Mhm.
where the disc was still like in the spiral, kind of,
Yeah.
like how it is in the middle. It's just spiraling in the middle. It's not really a disc. It's just formed pieces broken apart in a
Oh,
big
yeah.
sphere floating around. And it
Yeah.
was always like that when we grabbed it. And there was another time where the disc was stuck in the backboard, like the backboard, and it didn't want to get out, and it was an OT. So we had to wait the
Uh-oh.
whole match because it was a
Yeah.
pub, and then for it to turn OT for it to restart. Luckily, it didn't get stuck in the backboard again and respawn back in the center.
Oh, well, that's good.
But it was hilarious because it was like a pub. We're like, oh well, and then we just started chanting.
Right.
So it didn't feel too long, but
When in doubt, chant,
when in doubt, chat. And that's what I like about it. It could be like very active, sporty, but you can also calm down, be chatty, and social. And what a shot by K.
Oh, very
Coming
nice.
from the under bottom right side, it was beautiful.
Sneaky.
Sneaky. Nice tight angle too.
Yeah.
Seems like Orange is catching up.
Mhm.
The race are catching up,
It's the rat race.
closing that gap with 8 minutes still left on the clock. Let's see if they can keep that momentum. It looks like there was a little bit of a miscommunication and headbutt by blue team. Who tosses on the right. Orange is able to clear it down. See if Kit can get the possession. Is able to stun Rondog out of the way. Trying to find a pass. Finds it with Ghost. Ghost moving it up along the field. Finding a pass up nest to Lord. Lord moving it in. Making a shot. Gets saved by Tavor, but gets
Oh,
put back by Lord Death. Making
inside.
it by 2
God.
points. Making
From
it a
Lord Death.
tie game.
Oh, this just got interesting. Not that I
Okay.
loved it, but it got even more interesting.
Seems like the race got warmed up.
Mm-hmm.
Mean business now.
Right?
Let's see if blue team can respond.
Let's see what happens here. Sends it down. Looks like it doesn't quite connect. Gets picked up. Oh, never mind. By their team. A beautiful pass, unfortunately, off the ding ring. Is it going to be picked up by blue? It is. Rock solid looking for that pass. Picks it up and gets stunned out just before he goes for the shot. Goes for the clear. Doesn't quite clear all the way, but remember in this meta that might be a good thing. Got picked up by blue, and then orange managed to grab it. They go for that clear, and it looks like that goalie is going to intercept it and send it right back into play. Once again goes for that bounce. Gets picked up by Kudakai, who goes for that clear, doesn't quite work. Orange picks it back up, looking for a pass, doesn't quite connect, is loose on the ground, going to get picked up by blue, who goes possibly for a shot, unclear. Maybe just trying to get it out of there. There were a lot of people over there. Just gets cleared out once again. It looks like, we're back at that back and forth clear game going on right now. Wow, comes in and makes it for 3 points. Very nice, Kit Kat. Looks like the goalie with the disc, he was just hanging out a little bit, maybe looking for a pass, but he was not fast enough.
Beautiful shot by Kit Kat. Like, I'm not sure if this is the first 3-pointer we've seen.
I think it might be.
It might be.
Pretty rare to see it.
I see in the chat, like we're already wanting. Looks like Martini's already wanting to bet. It's like, are we close? Are we close to the followers yet?
Right?
Can we bet?
That is a good thing to bring up. Let's see. What? Okay, we're at Alright, there's a certain amount of followers we need to achieve in order to unlock some more channel features. Unfortunately, I don't know the exact number, but oh, I've been corrected. Apparently, we have the followers. So, um, we just need 7 total casts. Oh, okay. So it's about the casts. All right. Don't worry, guys. We need an 8 hours of streaming. All right. Well, I got that covered. So if anyone wants to, just tune in one day, I'm gonna be running an 8-hour long stream.
Marathon.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be reciting the alphabet backwards and forwards. So,
Oh man.
stay tuned. It's gonna be pretty interesting. What I like about it is not only do I go, A, B, C, D, etc. But then I go back, but I don't even know how to do that, so I'll have to figure it out. Maybe write it down.
I think you have some planning ahead of you
Oh,
before you
think
even make it start.
right? Oh, I'm being corrected. They said I need to go 48 hours straight. That's
Sheesh.
easy. I could recite the alphabet for 48 hours straight, right? I mean,
Props to you, man. I can't see myself doing that, but you go ahead.
I mean,
Nice. Bounce shot by boss.
Tasha's saying
It,
72.
it's going back and forth. These points, whew,
This
it's
is
a close game.
pretty close. I like to see it. Okay, Chuck is adding that I need to. So Tasha says 72 hours, and Chuck says while eating pasta.
Man, they're raising that bar. Like, if the first few hours, 8 hours weren't enough, 48 to 72, and now you have to eat while reciting the
I
alphabet.
think if I ate pasta and salad for 72 hours straight, I'd be the size of the moon. So, oh, very nice save from Kudakai.
Clears it down the field, hits bow tie, moving to the side. Orange team's able to get possession. Lord's able to get possession, trying to find pass, but tosses it upwards. But still in the possession of Orange team, with Ghost moving it up, tossing it to the side. A Kit Kat trying to find another pass, but Tobur is able to see it and is able to intercept it right in the middle of the bubble and clears it on the bottom, just to make sure it doesn't get cleared. But still in the position of blue team, passing it right back, intercepted by Kit Kat, who tosses it right back, trying to find a pass to K, but seems to be not connecting. But still able, and then possession of orange team, who's Kit Kat's trying to take her time, pushing it back, not trying to be pressured by the blue team, which is good. So that way she has more of a time to make a decision, while also making orange team more open and available for better passes. And it seems like orange team is going for a little bit of a dribble play here. Successful to get the disc, but gets stunned and fumbled the disc. But orange team still able to get possession, goes tossing it right down the bottom left. But still gets in the possession of the goalie, Tober, right? Tober,
I believe.
Tober.
Or TOB3R, whichever you feel rolls off the tongue easier.
Yeah, it's a close game. It is 2 minutes on the clock with blue team. Hypertension, I think, is the name.
Yep.
Hypertension up in the lead.
This is a very close game. It is coming down to the wire. Oh, and K with that bottom shot and beautiful pass from Ghost Minaj puts it in for 2 points, bumping them up into the lead with 1 minute and 20 seconds left.
Let's see if the Rays can make another shot or are able to defend him and keep the lead. Tavor's taking it all the way up, but gets intercepted by Kit. Tosses it right back down to Lord. Lord able to get possession, finds an open goal, takes a shot, but whiffs, and is not able to connect to the goal.
Bit short, but it does get picked up by Ghost, who sends that pass. Unfortunately, does not connect. Ooh. And a little bit of a tussle going on, but Blue manages to win it and send it down in a bit of a panic clear, but they do get a pretty favorable bounce. Unfortunately, it looks like Orange just managed to get their stacks together a little bit faster. Does get, Rock Solid gets stunned out by Ghost Minaj, who picks it up and goes for that clear with another favorable bounce. It looks like it's a little bit of a slow one. The goalie I can see is hesitating, deciding whether or not he should pick it up, but he ends up deciding to go with that, and it gets cleared right into the enemy goalie's hands. Gets sent back through, picked up by their team, who sends it down. Looks like they're going for a bit of a dribble play, although it does bounce up into the goalie's hand, who manages to send it over to his teammate, who sends it for another clear. This is just a pretty intense volley going on here. He makes that pass. Unfortunately, it's a little bit scuffed. Let's see who's going to recover this loose disc right now. Lord Death fighting for that disc, and it looks like it is time. Very nice game.
Very beautiful game. It was a good matchup between these two teams, being able to see how they were able to, warm up at the beginning and able to put up a really good show. Or of the race, able to catch up, and although not being a big gap, but still able to catch up and maintain that lead at the end was very impressive. As well as Hypertension being able to maintain the pressure at the beginning of the first round, making sure that the race weren't able to get up or be able to close the gap. But still a really beautiful game from these both teams. Beautiful passing and stacks as well.
Yeah. Just both teams honestly played really well. It was a really close match. I always like to see a team that can, they kind of start out slow and manage to work their way up and build that momentum. I think that's a lot of fun to see that kind of comeback happen. This was just a great game to watch. I think both teams played really well. I definitely wanted to see a little bit more stacking in the beginning, and I think Orange kind of found that groove a little bit, and I think that's really what boosted their comeback.
So both teams very much delivered and gave us a pretty phenomenal show. But it's not over. We have another match coming up, and we will be right back after these promo.
Petunia's Gaming Village is a fun place for gamers to come hang out and play video games with current or soon-to-be friends. One of the things that makes us a bit unique is our hybrid approach to gaming. We try to set up multiple events throughout the week for various games on PC, console, and VR platforms. One of our staple events is Saturday Night Spirits for Echo VR, followed up by a rotating game that everyone votes on ahead of time. Lately, we've been getting anywhere from 20 to 30 players signed up for this event, and it is a lot of fun. Oftentimes, we're just hanging out on Discord voice chats. I'll hop onto a voice chat in the afternoon while playing a video game, and one by one, the group continues to grow. We have some playing games, some working, others driving home, and on occasion, one or two are doing homework. In a nutshell, PGV is a place where we want you to feel comfortable and have a good time. If you're not currently a member, we'd love to have you come check us out.
All right. Hey, guys, I wanted to join you in the booth real quick. I saw that we have some questions about game night on Monday night. And I don't know, because I was playing earlier, if you guys had a chance to plug it, but I wanted to just talk about it for a couple of minutes. Tasha is going to lead a game night this Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're going to play Jackbox games on stream. And one of the great things about the Jackbox games on stream is the audience can also play along. What we'll do is we'll set up the individual game because it's a series of mini games. We'll set up the individual game. Once we're set up, we'll give a code to anybody in the audience and stream that wants to then use that code on the website, and then they can play along with us. So it's one where we all get to play together and have a good time. We'll interact via voice on Twitch as well as the Twitch text chat. So if you get a chance, come on out, hang out with us either on stream or in person. We're going to get a sign up soon, but we wanted to have one last chance to talk about it on the stream before we threw a sign up into the Discord to make sure everybody knew what we were talking about. But that's enough of me. I'm sure everybody's looking forward to getting back to the Jim and Deadline cast. So I'm going to bounce. Thank you guys. You guys are doing great. I'm going to go watch some more games.
Thank you, Chuck. Nice for you to pop in.
He just came in to make sure, you know, we were doing our job.
Oh,
Yeah, we weren't goofing off.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Making the money's worth.
Yeah, you know, if you're going to be paying out the big bucks, you got to make sure, you know, the talent's staying on track. All right, so it looks like we're still waiting for one more player on the side of Echochondriacs, and it looks like they just got in. So, I guess, you know, once they're ready to go. Chuck says, "Clean all the crumbs up before you leave the studio." It was one time. I was late. Oh, gosh. You forget to vacuum one time, and then all of a sudden, people are complaining about, you know, hundreds of rats everywhere. Like,
just 100.
Yeah, like, calm down. It's not a big deal. It's just some rats, you know? People keep them as pets, right? It's fine.
Do you have, or would you keep a rat?
I mean, you know, I said people, so me personally, I'm not really a rat guy. I prefer dogs or cats or, you know, would you have a rat as a pet?
I think I'd be cool with having a rat. They're pretty nice.
Oh, all right. I feel like, okay, here's my thing with them.
Okay.
The white rats with the red beady eyes, those freak me out. I don't like.
Those are the best, you know, having them crawl
Really?
over your body, you know, maybe on your
Oh,
shoulder. Who knows?
I don't think they're cute. I think they're evil looking a little bit.
How
you
about a
know?
tarantula, you know?
Oh my god, no. Oh my god, no. Do you have a tarantula?
No, but one of my friends did, and
Okay.
he let me hold it, and it was running around my body. It was pretty cool.
Oh, I've held a tarantula before. I'm actually so surprised that I did it because one of like my biggest fear is like spiders. So I feel like I'm opening myself up to a lot of pranks right now. But so please don't take advantage of that information, anyone. But
I think you just exposed yourself.
yeah, I think I really did. Looks like they dropped someone again. But anyway, yeah, I held a tarantula one time, and it was they're just way too big. They are just way too big, too fuzzy, too many eyes, too many legs. There's just too many. I don't know. I don't know.
Too many legs. What do you mean?
Yeah, 4 too many of them.
Nah.
Although even if it had 4 legs, it would still freak me out. Like it's something about I don't know. Not my cup of tea.
Your cup of tea.
No, not my cup of tea. I don't know. I'd go for a parrot. That's a good pet.
Yeah, a parrot would be cool.
Yeah.
I think having a parrot would be cool, but very annoying.
Definitely. All right. Looks like this game is getting started. Who will get the disc? And it looks like Orange gets that disc first, but it's gonna get picked up by Blue Team, Southern and Nagini. I'm sorry, that's Chile. My bad. They send that pass over to Southern, who sends a nice bounce pass over to Future, who sends it back to Nagini, who takes that shot and puts it in for 2 points. Very clean, very nice. Like to see it.
That was very beautiful how they moved it across the arena. A nice little dribble to the pack and able to separate and get a good pass. Nagini's able to finish, get a nice inside shot. That was very beautiful.
Very clean. Alrighty.
Teams have cleared the launchers.
That is one thing I don't see get talked about too much. Is being able to dribble is pretty nice. It's nice and all, but
Hmm.
being able to know when to separate from your
Yeah.
partner to be
Hmm.
a passing option, you know, it doesn't
Yeah.
always have to be together because now you're not utilizing your other person as a pass. Being
Hmm.
able to give you more of a broader range or a broader more options to be able to
Yeah.
attack that bubble or being able to get in an open spot where you can attack that bubble in a more easier or multiple ways to get in there, so that way it messes with the defense and it messes with the goalie.
That's a really good point. I think that that is definitely something that kind of just comes from, just having a little bit more experience, like playing this game. You start to, you know,
Picked off.
realize kind of based on, the speed you're moving at, where you're coming in from, where your defenders are at, kind of where is the best place to move to and really give that option. Oh, nice attempted slap from Thrice, but it does not quite go in. But yeah, as I was saying, I think that's and it also is a lot about chemistry as well. Once you start to play with someone, you kind of learn like their preferences of where to be, where they're most comfortable, and that's really when it. Oh, nice. That was great. Nice little pop shot and beautiful pass from Southern. Southern is, I would say, you know, he just he has great passes. He really does. He is one of those people that is always looking for that pass first, which I think is so important. Um, I think we give up strikers and goalies a lot of love in this game. And, the passers that, the stats may not show up on the board as much are, just as integral to everything.
Yeah, and I think it's very beautiful whenever they do, like being able to be. Nah, I know the finishers that finish and make a score on the goal, and the
Mhm.
goalie with the goalie saves, as you said, yeah, they get more of the attention. But sometimes you'll be able to see a beautiful play happen because a person was able to get the disc, being able to do something with it, being able to hold it, or maybe even get in a better position
Mhm.
and stay there for that way to communicate with their teams. Like, hey, can you move over here? Hey, I'm about to cut in. Hey, can you do this? They would have play make, and
Yeah,
that was a beautiful shot by Game,
that
going
was
from the boot, right under and on the feet of the goalie, make it hard to
and
reach.
and if I'm not mistaken, you could kind of see him directing his teammates at the same time. I saw some like hand motions happening,
Oh yeah.
and then Thrice moved up, so that was cool to see as well.
Teams have cleared the launchers. Blue clears it out.
Just to call out, it looks like if we can get one more follower, we'll be able to hit 60 followers tonight. And you know what they say? 60 is one less than 61, right? So, pretty crazy.
You really want the 60, huh?
Well, it's a nice round number, I mean, 59 is, or I'm sorry, 58. Did we just lose a follower?
Chuckle says, "Whoa, you math
Wow,
good.
that's no good.
you good math."
Was it something I said? Oh,
Probably.
oh man.
I was like, nah, that's too cringy.
Yeah,
Unfollow.
must have been my 61 joke. I kind of heard crickets, not gonna lie.
Yeah. You're gonna be hearing a lot from Chuckles.
Scooter said that was me. Wow, Scooter.
Damn. He just did you
I'm
dirty.
hurt personally. That 59 to 58 really hurt me. So if you want to make it up to me, oh, he refollowed. Thank you. We appreciate it. Oh, apparently I've been fired. So this has really been a roller coaster ride of casting for me.
Yeah, a lot of emotions, happening.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. All right.
Alright,
Let's
let's get
get
back into it.
yeah.
So
Little
it
bit of
seemed,
I'm
yeah, a little
sorry.
bit of a scuffle. Yeah, it's all good. A little bit of a scuffle on the orange team and blue team coming together, as I heard. A lot of stunning going on in this game for sure. Um, Thrice able to toss it through the tunnel in the hands of Base as the perma goalie for the blue team. Taking his time, trying to find a sweet pass. Gets intercepted by Game, who's able to read it. Goes for a mail slot, goes for a shot, backboard, but dings
Ooh. Ah, that
off
was
the goal,
so
and that's gotta
close.
hurt.
I wanted to see that go in, I'm not gonna lie. And a very nice cleanup from Fart God puts it in for 2 points. Fart God, what a name. What a name. I
What
love
a
it.
day. Closing the gap and making it a 4-4 game. So far, with like, you know, how much time has passed by, it looks like a pretty even match again.
It really is. You know, I really like these even matches. It's a lot more fun to watch. It's oh, that was unfortunate. Looked like I don't I don't know what happened. It looked like he grabbed it but didn't quite connect to it or
Probably
something.
let go a little bit before he pushed
Yeah,
back.
yeah. Unfortunate. Looks like a bit of a panic clear, but turned into kind of a self pass. Nice dribble. Back to floor, and they pop it in for 2 more points. Echo Chondriac's pulling into the lead, but there is still plenty of time. It's really anyone's game at this point.
I'm really excited for this one because if it keeps going the way it's been going, it's gonna go back and forth, back and forth. So it really keeps you on the edge and see what both teams come up with. See if they try to adapt. If they try to do the same thing, who knows?
Definitely.
If the same thing works, keep milking it, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
But if it doesn't, then you gotta adapt to that team, you know, and you gotta pull something different until something clicks and then do it.
Speaking of that, what's your philosophy on, let's say you find a rollout that's working pretty well. Is your philosophy to keep running that rollout until the enemy team finally adapts to it? Or do you try to like switch it up, put some other stuff in there, that way they don't catch on as fast?
So with that, it's more like you gotta read the enemy. Like if you're able to pull out a rollout that's very effective and you're getting a lot of points because of it,
Mhm.
and it means that they're not adapting yet. So which
Right.
means that if once they adapt, you gotta pull something different out of your playbook if you have one. But if it's a team that you know, or not even like you know them and how they feel during the game, and you gotta really adapt and change things up during the game to get a feel for them. But if they start adapting to you really quickly, and you've already done like 2 or 3 things, you don't really need that many formations because too many, it gets too complicated, and then you don't really have a solid practice on a solid formation, and then you really can't be as effective team because you have so many that you have a little bit of your team has a little bit of experience on each and every single one. So having 1 or 2 is just enough. But if the enemy team knows those 2 or 3, don't do the same one. Alternate. So that way their formation has to change. Keep them guessing. Keep them on the loop. But if they don't adapt, why not milk it till it's dry? You know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of something just I've been thinking about. So I've started kind of asking people what they think because um it's like on one hand, I'd say, exactly keep milking it because, if you find that, you've been able to do it successfully like 2, 3 times in a row, why stop if they're not, adapting to block you? But on the other hand, are you going to completely exhaust your hand, overplay it, and then you're out of options? So, um, yeah, I've just been doing a very informal poll. But coming back to the game at hand, we're at 1 minute 50 seconds, and it is still a pretty close game. It looks like Blue needs to get 2 points if they want to tie up, and a 3 if they want to pull into the lead. Uh, Southern picks up the disc and goes for that high clear. Notice he's going for a lot of those ceiling bounces, which seem to be pretty effective. Let's see. Oh, very nice. And they tie it up once again. See, those slow ceiling bounces seem to be fairly effective. So far, he's done a couple of those, and it seems to have been working out.
It seems like also Holy Socks has substitute Quackless in for Thrice, as we saw a little bit of him having a little bit of technical issues with
Oh,
tracking. So Quackless is now joining the Holy Socks and see if they're able to keep that momentum going
good
uh,
catch.
and see if they're able to make a difference, pull the lead.
Let's see. With 55 seconds to go in round one, could be anyone's game. And Base sends it across. Connects to Future, who looks like goes for a bounce, and it is picked up by the Stack, who unfortunately loses it to a kind of panicked shot. Goalie sends it across to Shakes, who sends it all the way down. Ooh, got lucky there. And Quack tries to grabs it, but gets stunned out. Orange picks it up, bounce passes it across the floor, sends another pass up, but it's a little bit high. Base slaps it out all the way up into top trap. Base manages to slap it, or I'm sorry, Blue sends it out, and it does get picked up by Goalie, who sends it back to the other side. And it looks like that was the last score, ending round one with a tie. Exciting stuff. These are really, really close games. And, you know, that's a really good call out in chat. That's some really great sportsmanship. Quack is on Echo Chondriac's roster and helping out Holy Socks, who went down a player. That is a really good call out. Thank you. It is nice to highlight the good sportsmanship in this, you know, mini league. You know, like we like to emphasize, this is about, you know, just having fun. Hence, you know, the rec league, recreational, you know, it's all about just going in, trying your best, and, you know, making sure that you know, you're having fun with it.
For sure, and having fun is the name of the game of the Rec League. It's pretty fun to see, like I said before in another cast, like, you know, it's not a VRML team that joined in as a group. It's multiple different people that joined made different teams and joined different teams with friends or people they don't even know about.
Yeah,
So they're able to have fun and they're able to play these last few, you know, months or days that we have of Echo, and be able to spend time with people that maybe you don't know or friends that you're not even you haven't played with a VRML or for a long time. And
definitely.
it's exciting to see and have fun and enjoy it.
Definitely. Looks like, unfortunately, Quack seems to have switched back to his side, and so Orange Team is down a player. Um, Not sure if they, you know, need someone to jump in there, or if they're able to get, who are they missing? Thrice back, it looks like. Um, guess we'll have to see what happens.
See if they can maintain the defense on a 4-on-5, and what a cut pass to
Ooh, great
Future
cut
from
pass.
Southern, with Future's able to finish it with a nice and aggressive swing,
Yeah,
making 2 points for Blue Team.
BD18 puts it in.
Looks like another switch out.
Oh, Nagini swaps over, but it's still a 5v5, so the meta continues. Quack sends a nice pass along the floor. Quack's another one who likes to do all those, you know, interesting angles and, um, what am I trying to say here? Yeah, just the interesting angles and, you know,
So
lot
being able to find a nice little sliver by using it. Uh,
yes, yeah, yeah,
Man, I'm even losing my words.
yeah. Like
I think it's
Uh-oh.
contagious.
Called a hydrate in the chat, so
Yeah,
I'll
hydrate. I think it's a good idea. Hydrate.
Yeah, have some
I
water.
haven't had a sip of water in a while.
Mhm. Mm,
Thanks, struggles.
appreciate it.
Oh
Well,
yeah, I feel refreshed.
me too. Very nice. Well, okay. So, looks like they go for that clear, gets picked up by Base. Base looking for a teammate to pass to, is getting a little bit of pressure from Shakes, but he sends it across. Does not quite connect, but his teammate is able to pick it up, but then gets stunned out. But then it seems like the defender goes off and does something else, so he kind of sends that clear back out, gets picked up by Fart God. Fart God kind of panic shot clears, and the stack picks it up. Oh, looks like a bit of miscommunication, but it is a pretty good reset, so it worked out, but the stack does break up, unfortunately. Looks like a bit of self-pass, and then goalie sends it back. Looks like, if I'm not mistaken, goalie kind of moved up a little bit too far, but, you know, it's mistakes happen. Goes for that pass. Good job picking it up from Game. Unfortunately, gets stunned out. Maybe didn't get a red call. Or it's hard to hear them as well. Southern picking up that disc, looking for the pass as usual.
Getting a little bit
Beautiful.
of.
Unfortunately, does not quite connect. Happy going down along with Base to pick that up. Happy. I'm sorry. Oh, wow. Very nice from Future. Oh.
Seems also that we have in the casting booth Martini with us. I'm not sure if he's here with us or if
Welcome,
he
Martini.
is able to come
Feel free to
on.
jump in here.
I was waiting it out. Y'all,
Oh.
y'all were doing your job.
No, you're
Well, I mean,
good.
I'm just, hopping on early for the next shift, I guess. To put
Well,
it up. But I guess we're all interns on this shift, apparently.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Listen,
But
share the love.
just I was letting y'all do your thing. You didn't have to call me out.
I was like, why is he at the corner of the booth? Come on.
Yeah, I mean, get in here. Gotta
No,
get
I'm
closer
just,
to the
I'm
mic.
just waiting my shift, I guess. By the clock. It's like when you're about to clock in and you're kind of just
Yeah.
waiting by
Yeah.
the time clock, I guess. That's how I feel right now.
Well,
Yeah.
since you're here, lend a hand. You know, we don't mind.
That is true. Welcome, welcome. How's everybody doing tonight? I just had dinner. I just had some salmon, some like
Ooh.
black bean,
Ooh.
like that. Yeah, I've been trying to get better at cooking.
How did you do the salmon?
So first time ever, I actually cooked salmon for the first time last Monday, or was it two
Oh,
Mondays
nice.
ago?
Nice.
And it was baked salmon. And
Oh.
wow, beautiful play right there.
Ooh.
Sorry, back to back
Very
to
nice.
back. I think it was a triple, three pass, double pass. Don't
Yeah,
know.
very nice.
Lost count. I'm talking about salmon right now. Salmon. How do y'all pronounce salmon or salmon? It's
I say
salmon.
salmon.
Salmon,
Always
right?
salmon in my book.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But salmon, it was baked the first time, but this time around I grilled it
Ooh.
on my pot or pan. And that was about it. Nothing crazy. I did a little bit different this time. It's like at garlic, and it's like
Mhm.
lemon thing stuff like this olive oil. Um, what other stuff? Put some other stuff in like that. Kind of like rubbed it on my salmon and then cooked it that way.
So,
Yeah.
that sounds delicious. I have a
That sounds
question for
really
you.
good.
Do you have an air fryer?
I do. I actually do.
Oh.
Let's go.
But I
Salmon in the
just
air
get
fryer?
annoyed to clean it up a lot.
Ah.
That's why I've been like using it less and less.
Oh.
Because I don't think the actual tray itself is technically dishwasher safe, and I'm a big dishwasher guy.
Oh, really? I throw mine in the dishwasher, and it's been
I
fun.
heard it degrades quality faster, but I guess I
Mm.
mean I've been trying to do a thing where I'm trying to like make things last as long as possible now, like being more like better about that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like even my plates, I kind of like I feel like a lot. I used to do it a lot where like I use
Mhm.
the same exact plates because I just wash them and then reuse the same one. Because I'm one dude living in one place. I'm not gonna need
Right.
like 5 plates. Like
Right.
actively using 5. But I've been trying to like get better at switching them
Spread it
out.
out.
So like
Mhm.
the usage gets spread out. If that makes sense.
That's fair. But if it
Yeah, I don't know.
doesn't
I've been like
use
on
it
a
at
kick
all-
about like just getting better at like cooking and all these things in general.
Yeah.
So it's been interesting.
Yeah.
But the black bean part, I did not like that much. So the
No.
recipe, I do a thing where I just get recipes online and just make
Uh-huh.
it like
Yeah.
as is. I'm not good enough to be mixing shit up yet, so I don't really do that.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Sorry,
black
yeah.
bean, was an interesting recipe. It told me to use celery in there,
Oh.
which celery has a very interesting, I think, flavor and texture for black bean. Because it was like with onions, some jalapenos, some other stuff. The celery was the one part I was like, oh, this is interesting. Yeah, was not a big fan. So when I eat it, I just put a lot of salt on and throw some hot sauce on, call it a day, and
There you
I'm good.
God damn, bro, you're making me hungry. I just ate too.
So I just yeah, sorry. I'm trying to get better at
Yeah.
cooking, and some things do well, some things don't. Like I have a shrimp fried rice coming up. I think this weekend, so it'll be fun to make. I've never made fried rice. I've never made like a lot of like foods, to be honest. I've been like very simple about my cooking. I did survival cooking, where I like made food just to really eat, but it wasn't that enjoyable. No lie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes the simple foods are like, the best foods.
Don't get me
for the most
wrong. I
part.
mean, once I make a couple dishes, like I have like reoccurring stuff, and then it's like the stuff that's easy, right? So I'll make my life easy. But I've been focusing on like just try a couple like I guess quote unquote bigger dishes, see how it goes. I'm a big omelet fan now. I actually was not that into omelets, but I've been going way more on omelets now, so it's fun.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm not a huge omelet person. Honestly, I go in and out with eggs. Like I like them, but I can get tired of them pretty quick. And then, let's say I'll eat them like every day for breakfast for like a month, and then I'll go 2 months without ever.
How do you do your eggs? I guess
Usually scrambled. Honestly, sometimes.
that was me. See, that was me.
Yeah. Sometimes
But
I'll
here's
do
the
a
thing, I feel like
poached egg.
scrambled gets kind of boring. Not gonna lie.
It does. It
I
definitely
think that's
gets
why I
boring.
got bored. I was like, I gotta mix it up. And then omelets, mix it up, and I actually enjoy omelets now.
Yeah, maybe I'll check out
yeah.
omelets. I don't know.
Honestly, I used to think like, oh, this is so much work. I don't want to do it. And honestly, it's not that much more work. You kind of scramble it in a bowl ahead of time, but you kind of just throw it on there, flip it once or twice, call it a day.
There you go. I got a call out. Blend in the chat says ever made toast? It's pretty good. Little egg, little avocado, and I have to agree. I do 2 slices of bread. I mash up the avocados, add a little bit of lemon, salt, pepper, paprika, garlic powder,
Oh my
and then
God,
throw
but
some
yeah,
eggs on
okay.
there, and then slice up some tomatoes, and then 2 slices of bacon. And if you're getting really fancy, add some mozzarella on it. A slice
Oh
of
my
mozzarella.
God, you put a lot. You know what's so
Okay.
funny? I actually made what Glenn talked about. I think 3-4 days ago for breakfast. Just had
Oh,
some
yeah?
avocado toast, some egg. And that was it. Nothing crazy.
No, good
Yeah,
idea.
no,
Good idea in the chat with like
Right?
maybe we should do a Martini and JJ PGV cooking podcast.
I'm down for a
Hey,
cooking
I'd
cast.
be
Like,
down. That would be fun.
give us a recipe. We'll do. How do we do this? Like a Zoom call
I like
thing?
Zoom call.
Yeah?
Like the kids.
Yeah? Sure, why not?
I've never done that. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that would be a lot of
yeah.
fun.
I had a baking phase during COVID, so like
Oh,
I was
really?
getting into cookies and some brownies and stuff.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice.
So I got into baking before I got into trying to cook.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of baking sheets and random shit, and also
Okay.
flour and sugar that I just have that I don't really use anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite thing I used to make all the time was like just peanut butter cookies. Real simple.
Oh,
Some sugar, egg, peanut butter. There was some other stuff, but it was so easy to
that
make.
sounds so delicious.
And it was good. It was so good, so minimal to
Yeah.
make, and it would
Yeah.
last me forever. Cause like
Oh, I
making a
bet.
normal baking sheet, I got like 10 to
Mhm.
12, and for me alone, that's a
Fair
lot.
amount of cookies,
Yeah.
yeah. Wow. What a steal by Thrice.
Beautiful.
Oh, beautiful.
Amazing 3. What is that? 43. That's a half court, right? Properly a half
Oh
court from
my
tunnel.
god, that was awesome to see.
A long bounce shot, not just a shot, a 3-point shot. A long
Oh, sorry.
bounce.
Excuse me.
It was very beautiful. Actually, Martini, Chuckles, the wise Chuckles said, why use a plate when you can just eat out of the pan if it's just you?
Oh, that's fair.
That actually is not the worst thing to say. I think because I want to feel civilized. I
Right?
don't.
No, I
I
definitely
don't want to
agree.
feel like some caveman eating
Yeah.
straight out of the pan. I hate to say it that way.
Yeah,
But
no,
no, that's good
I
point.
get that. I like to I feel like after I've put in all the work to really cook my own meal that I'm proud of, I like to really plate it, that way I feel like I really did something. I feel like it completes the effort and makes it, worth it.
You know what I also got a while back that I use so much? Like low bowls. So not like a bowl where they're really tall. It's like a mix of a plate and bowl where it's like a plate,
Yeah.
but the edges go up a little bit. It's like a low bowl, and
Mm-hmm.
like those are my favorite kind
So
of plating
versatile.
that I use it like nowadays. One of
Yeah.
my best things ever. But I remember someone talking about it on Twitter, loved it. All right, sorry to cut in. Looks like what y'all need to finish this up. Never mind. I don't even know the teams.
You're good. So it looks like Echo Chondriac finishes with 20-11, but it was a nice game to see. Um, you know,
A lot of mixture of players having to come in and out. Uh,
right?
but still a very good game to see. A big gap. By the end of the stretch, blue team was able to get that solid lead and maintain it.
Yeah. It was great to see.
Uh,
Um,
all right. It seems like we're gonna have our next match, which includes the Tyro and Nay versus the League Subs, I believe, right?
so yes, indeed. Or League Subs, really? No, no, no. It's against.
Yeah, it is Tyro and
Yeah,
Nay.
league subs, like the
Oh,
league
versus League
subs
Subs.
team.
Oh wait, I'm in
Oh,
it. I
you're
forgot.
in
I'm
it.
in it.
You're in it. All right. So we have to go and go get on the game. So we'll leave
Oh,
it
yeah.
to you, Martini.
You're both players. Oh, why are you guys not in the game already? What are you
We
doing?
gotta go. We gotta go.
sorry.
Oh my
I'm sorry.
god. All right.
right,
Thank you
see
guys
you
for hopping on the
later.
cast. Have a good day. Enjoy your game.
Yeah.
And yes, we have promos coming up right now. Thank you, Blackhawk.
Petunia's Gaming Village is a fun place for gamers to come hang out and play video games with current or soon to be friends. One of the things that makes us a bit unique is our hybrid approach to gaming. We try to set up multiple events throughout the week for various games on PC, console, and VR platforms. One of our staple events is Saturday Night Spirits for Echo VR, followed up by a rotating game that everyone votes on ahead of time. Lately, we've been getting anywhere from 20 to 30 players signed up for this event, and it is a lot of fun. Oftentimes, we're just hanging out on Discord voice chats. I'll hop onto a voice chat in the afternoon while playing a video game, and one by one, the group continues to grow. We have some playing games, some working, others driving home, and on occasion, one or two are doing homework. In a nutshell, PGV is a place where we want you to feel comfortable and have a good time. If you're not currently a member, we'd love to have you come check us out.
I was getting to him, I promise.
Okay, sound good. Welcome back. I was just talking to Chuck, and apparently, I guess Jim is a big foodie, and that's why we had a whole discourse on food, which I did not know. Obviously, it was on mine because I just ate it. So
Oh
funny
yeah, I
thing.
knew the minute you brought up something about food, you had Jim. Just he appreciates the finer things. I can say that about
I
him
I
when it
get
comes to
that. You
food.
know, I
Yeah.
used to not care about food when I was younger, and I remember one time I asked him, says she was like, "Do you even enjoy eating food?" And my answer at the time, no lie, was, I'm just I kind of eat it because I need to, yeah, because I need to
Yeah.
survive, right? But over the years, I think as I've tasted better things and enjoyed it better, I finally come around to truly, I guess, enjoying food, and then that's kind of evolved now into me caring to cook it a little bit better. And it's made it better, right? Now I enjoy foods more when I go out to dinner, and I'm more picky on myself now when I'm cooking. But that's good. That's better, right? It should taste better.
So,
Yeah.
so what I enjoy more than food
What's up?
is followers, and we crushed it and ended up
That's
with
a great lead
62
in.
followers, right? So we were able to get past that 60, even with Scooter teasing us a little bit by unfollowing and then following back. We did break 60. So thank you to those that followed us tonight. We appreciate the support, and we hope to continue to grow and entertain you, both with these EchoCast as well as some other games that we have going on. In case you didn't see it in the chat, Tasha did put up a sign-up sheet in the PGV Discord. So you can head over to the official events and sign up there.
Great, great. I always love hearing that we're hitting the casting, I guess, metrics or goals, as you can say. And it's better for everyone else because there's more features on the channel, right?
Yes.
That's why I really want to get in the features before the Sunday match. That'd be great. And I don't mind if we do a quick, pickup session, just because I think it's one or two more casts, right?
Yeah, I don't know that well, because you have to do the whole like application thing too. So it's not just
Oh,
automatic. So once we reach the
oh,
thresholds, we then have to put in an application.
dang.
Paperwork, man. You got to do the
Yeah, I
paperwork.
know. I didn't realize even if we did it, I thought it was more automatic.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't realize they still had you apply.
So Martini, if you plan on playing Jackbox on Monday night, I just want to let you know there's only 3 slots left to be on the
Monday, what
stream.
time? Let me
8.
s-
Oh man, 8 p.m. I know you have a busy social life, but if you're
I do.
available, if you're available,
I have very specific days that work out for stuff, and it's usually Sunday and Thursday. Funny enough. But 7
well, you
p.m.
realize
I
that's
can
why
make that
we
work.
did the rec league, right? So we were
Totally.
going around and saying, hey, what night should we pick? And Tasha says, well, I know Martini is free on Sundays and Thursdays, so that's what we went with. So you owe
That is,
Tasha a
I
huge thank you.
appreciate Tasha so much. I didn't
Yeah.
realize you guys cared so
Oh,
much
she did
about
this all
me.
for you. It was all for you.
Exact.
She had to
Wow.
take care of her little brother.
I am so happy. I'm so happy because honestly, it does work out perfectly for my schedule
There
for
you
the
go.
most part. I think I've literally made every game we've had every week except for 1 week. So I mean, I don't know. We
Okay.
haven't been, it hasn't been going like forever, but that's like pretty good attendance for me.
Well, yeah, and those games that you haven't made, you've made up for by the fact that you've been doing a lot of casting for us, and I truly appreciate
That's
that
true.
support.
Yeah, I'll be coming on. Then I may be doing league subs when I can. I'll be all over the place. What was interesting though? I actually have not been playing Echo that much this past week. So my game was the first time in a week that I played Echo.
Oh,
Um, yeah, I don't know. I guess I've been kind of weaning off because I'm trying to find my kick. If that makes sense. For when we're kind of weaning off
so
Echo,
have
and
you
yeah.
tried? Have you downloaded that Ghosts of Tabor yet?
I've heard so much about it. You know what was so funny? I just saw it come up on my like feed the other day, and I think I saw someone mention it in Taiwan. I was like, oh my god, like is this is like a thing?
So in our chat, somebody put a link for a 25% off discount code
Lying to
for
me?
the
No
game.
way.
So if you're interested and you're
That
on
that
the
is that
Discord,
is like
head over to that.
Escape
Head
from
over to that.
Tarkov, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay.
It's well, that's what I've been told. So I've played it a couple times. Um, I found that a sound strategy is find somebody that's really good at first-person shooters, let them go first, and just follow them around. So then you just collect
I
everything
don't
while they
even.
do all the work.
It's so funny. Like I'm good at first-person shooters in 2 dimensions. When you go to VR and 3D, I'm just not quite there yet, and it kind of makes me mad.
Yeah. Okay.
Like that's actually what I've been doing with my time, with myself in the meantime. I actually been using playing like Call of Duty, like ranked Call of Duty, because I just been like I wanted like a competitive edge or something to keep me going. I even consider going to like Onward or something, try one of those other Vermil games currently ongoing, but I don't know. We'll see.
See how it goes.
Yeah, I think it's just like I want something for the competitive edge. Because now that I've
Yeah.
experienced it in full, it's just I don't know if it can fully go away.
Yeah, and something that's not only competitive but has that team dynamic as well.
Oh
Right.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Um, you're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
and honestly, like yeah,
I've gotta
competitive games
find
have that.
I gotta find a game where, where a team so people can carry me through it.
Have you tried Overwatch? Just kidding. Just get yelled at by toxic kids that are carrying you. Sometimes, not even always. Sometimes it's the kids that are doing bad. Not even kids, adults. Sometimes it's full-grown
Right.
adults doing bad that are still yelling at you, and I'm like, come on, dude.
So
Uh,
we have I think it was Tasha plays a lot of Fortnite, and she was telling me, you should download Fortnite and play it and give it a shot.
I literally just
And
downloaded it.
when you first go into the game, it's easy because no one has anything, so it's not like you're gonna die right away. Well, I think I'm next level, Martini, because I got into the game and within 30 seconds somebody came up and killed me.
Oh my god, I thought you were
I
about to say you fell off. Like you fell off a building and got killed from
Oh
fall
no,
damage.
I parachuted down, right? I landed. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my life and how I got there.
Hmm.
And no sooner did I walk like a few steps, somebody comes up. All I have is like some axe or whatever, and they have a full-on
Oh,
gun.
the
They just
pickaxe.
kicked me out.
Oh my. You know what's crazy? I actually played Fortnite back in the day. Like I played it when you paid for the game. Like
Oh, okay.
for it was this thing called like Save the World. It was actually back in the day a competitive base builder zombie survival game. And obviously they leaned off of that hardcore, but you know what was wild? I bought it as that game. One of my friends said, "Hey, check out this game," and it was the battle royale version of the game. So I was one of the few people that paid $20 for the actual game, and then obviously they went hardcore battle royale. Then they've never gone back because obviously they make way more money on the not even battle royale
Yeah.
now because they have creative mode. They have I think a lot of different modes. Which I don't know. It's crazy to see like how far they've come. Because not that I was there from the beginning, I wasn't. I was there at the beginning, but not since the beginning. Because I played it for a little bit, and I was like, it's not really my thing. Especially when people got like hardcore building, and I just wasn't that much of a builder, and it was too much for me.
Yeah.
Like I already have to manage like being good at shooting and all these other things, let alone having to now start building. I was like, that's too much for me. But I've heard they've changed the game so much. They don't have a building mode. Well they have a no building mode. They have creative mode. They have all these things. The game now has. It's crazy to see. Um, but anyways, I'm down to play Fortnite. That was a long way of me saying I'm down to play Fortnite. Because I have it downloaded on my PS5, so I'm down to go.
Yeah. So, it looks like we finally have the fifth person in for the sub team.
Yeah, Sam. It looks like we have both casters that were previously on opposite teams. This will be fun. Uh, yeah. Are they ready up? Or
And
I've
they're going
heard
to be
one
going
ready up.
against Tyra NA.
Tyro NA definitely one of the teams I think to watch in this league. I've seen some
Yes.
really good gameplay. Who's calling me? Someone's calling me right now. 1 second.
Okay.
Just check.
No, I agree with you. I've seen some really strong gameplay. I think last week we had Tyro NA against the Sevens, and the Sevens jumped out to an early, I want to say 9 point lead, and then when they went down a player, the momentum switched over, and Tyro NA just came storming back, and I think they ended up getting a 7 point lead on the Sevens, and it just never the Sevens just weren't ever able to recover from that.
Round starting in
So got the game getting ready to start here.
11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
So shout out to BT, you've been doing a great job on cameras tonight, man. I appreciate your help. So Tyro gets the early joust, sends it down into bubble, bouncing around a little bit. Obsidian and one you see is trying to go over for the disc. Flubs the disc a little bit, kicks it in, back wall. We have a score. Quick score, Tyrene going up by 2 with a shot by Arch.
Man, looks like they are coming in hot. Sorry, I just finished up my call. And it looks like League Subs definitely has a good start to fight back on. Let's see how they come out. Let's see how the team of non-team people play. I don't know how best to word that. Wow, they are going off really fast, and it looks like it did not quite work out. Does hit off a couple geos, going back in an unfavorable direction, and unfortunately Arch was not able to sink that 3 in, and it does go right off a shield. It is bouncing back into Baker's hands. Was that actually planned? Who doesn't? We don't know, but looks planned to me. Looks like they're trying to get that disc around that bubble, and it is working out for them. And Scooter's able to get 2 points on the board with a beautiful cut for the league subs of PGV or whatever they want to.
It was a beautiful pass by Deadline, hitting him on that cut pass.
Oh wow, good assist.
Yeah.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, so Jim comes out as the QB, sends it down. We have the orange picking it up, or Tower NA sending it down. A quick shot. Kudikai's able to make that stop. Kicks it down over into the middle valley, where it's floating nice and slow. Is it going to get to Jim in time? Yep, Jim may have crossed that line a little bit. We're going to have a strict talk with him about crossing that line. But the sub team sends it back down. Is quickly recovered by Tyra NA, who then tries to send it back down. Arch gets it, pushes it down a little bit further, but it bounces off the Geo over to the side wall, where 1UC and Cool Whip pick it up. Cool Whip's moving forward with it, floats it up to 1UC, who then tries to kick it back to Cool Whip, but misses on the connection. Bouncing around in bubble, Kudikai goes down for the quick grab and tries to clear it out down through valley, ends up in the right tunnel, where Tyro NA starts coming back and is able to recover it by Jim. Quickly turns it, sends it back over to the subs team bubble, where Kudikai picks it up, and he's going to send it back into the popcorn, the blue popcorn, which is a good place to put it. You don't want to put it too far to where it's just going back and forth. Unfortunately, Tyrone picked it up. But we have, I think it's Cool Whip down low with the bounce shot, and what a beautiful bounce shot.
That was unfortunate for Kudikai. I think he just got stunned out, and they were coming in really hot off of that.
So if you're ever playing against Kudikai, he's one of those rare goalies that prefers that you stun him when he's in goal. He really likes it, so make sure you guys do that for him.
Really, I must have missed him telling me that when we were talking about goalie stuff. But that's fun to hear.
Yeah, it's a secret that he doesn't like to brag, so he told me to go ahead and pass that along to everybody.
Wow, that's the most.
Wow, that is unfortunate. Cool Whip distracting Cootie as it gets a long bounce shot by Arch.
Yeah, definitely a bounce that did not appear to be going in, and to your point, Cool Whip did distract him enough to let Archer's, I think, clear go in as a shot. We'll see how League Subs responds as they're coming out of this joust. They're coming out pretty slow, and they are giving it to Deadline in the right tunnel. Deadline's looking around for the possible cross options. He is being pressured pretty hard by Orange, and they do attempt to go in for that shot, but it does not work out for them. As Tyro NA does try to clear it out, but it is stuck in their traps area. It looks like Cool Whip's taking her time, looking around, make some possible plays, and they do go in for some deep passing. And it does looks like there's a little bit of scuffle going on, and no one can really decide who has it. Deadline is trying his best to keep that possession on his hands, and unfortunately he does go for the pass, but his teammate cannot receive that. And it looks like we have two of them diving in. And Deadline, I think, just played his station play that he literally talked about earlier on the cast. Which allows him to play off of that wall. And it looks like Kudikai is trying his best to get his hand on Divs, and he does get it, looking around for that stack on his back, and goes in for the clear. Unfortunately, the stack is there to receive it, and they are taking the one-on-one. No, they are taking the pass, and Arts does go in for the dunk.
All right, and that puts Tyra NA up by 7 points, so they're going to go down a player on this next series.
I don't know. It's looking really hot for Tyra NA. Do you think League Subs can come back, or is it a little too hard for them to fight against Tyra NA right now?
I think once they get in sync a little bit, there's some really strong players on League Subs. They just need to get the chemistry going, I think.
I think on paper it might appear to be a little closer, but we do have to, consider the fact that Tyro all of them have played together at not just at one point, but over many points, and they have really strong chemistry between each other. Let alone already being very solid players all around, right?
And I know we throw out that term "cracked" quite a bit, where you go like, "Oh, that person's cracked" or what. But when you take a look and you watch Cool Whip play, I think that term legitimately applies.
Definitely,
watching
Cool Whip is
her
definitely
play.
cracked.
Yes. So they were showing us how they play chess while we're playing checkers. When we scrimmed them when we first came out with this meta, and you can see the bubble how it curves. And when we had the goalie was not allowed to go out of that bubble, they would station just on the outside of that bubble, to where the goalie could not come out to the disc, and the goalie would come towards them, and they would get the goalie out of place just enough to then go off to the side and shoot a 3. I mean, it was amazing how they were just exploiting the weaknesses in the new
Wow.
meta
Definitely testing
almost
different meta,
immediately.
yeah.
Almost immediately.
Well, yeah, a lot of them are players that have played at very high levels. So it would make sense that they would challenge, this
Oh,
sort of
what a
game.
beautiful cut and pass.
Beautiful cut pass by K, putting 2 points on board for league subs. But I mean, I think I talked about this before. Like, we're kind of seeing for the first time because people I think joked around about this idea of the 5v5 kind of lineup and how that would even look in competitive play. Unfortunately, again, Echo's ending, so we'll never really get to see it fully fleshed out. But this is the closest I think we'll ever get to seeing how it might look in competitive play. And considering the fact that a lot of people on Tara NA have played, competitively in many different formats and in different levels, I think seeing some of the metas that they can try to produce and make is definitely pretty impressive, right?
Yeah. Well, and there's certain strategies that can be applied still in a 5v5. But the clear and chase really isn't one of them, right? The clear and chase, as we know it in the 4v4, is just not going to work. So it's been fun watching these slower clears, right? Where you're not sending it all the way down and hoping your stack can get down there as fast as they can. You're more strategically trying to make it bounce a little bit. So your stack accuracy needs to really come into play too, right?
I think I've seen some plays going that can complement actually this idea of the clear and chase. But I'm not sure if they're on accident or on purpose. But ones where to the goalie it might appear that it's a readable disc, but there's a couple bounces that end up happening, and the goalie actually ends up being very out of position, just enough for when the stack comes in to receive it, they can get another 3. I'm not sure if someone tried doing a goalie bait chase and clear kind of play, but I'm surprised I haven't really seen teams do that. But also that requires definitely a high level of gameplay, right? You need to be able to read the disc consistently, especially off of bounces, let alone being able to direct them and then have your teams do stuff. Just like something like that, right? Where it's able to bounce around the goalie just outside of the reach, but reachable for your teammates, right?
Yeah. So normally if I'm clearing in this meta, I'm trying to hit either like cloud or station on the opposite side. If not, trying to get it stuck up in popcorn on the opposite side with a slow clear. I'm trying not to do that flat clear like I'll do whenever we're playing 4v4. I'll try to do a flat clear so you can get the stack down there and just grab it straight on. So we're strategically, like you said, trying to make sure that it doesn't go down into bow tie, but if it does, it's not going straight. It's bouncing around and it's forcing them to read a little bit more.
Yeah, it's definitely been fun seeing teams adjust, or some of them not adjusting and having their strategy not work out, or in times where it does work out. And we could say all we want on cast about strategy, but at the end of the day, players make mistakes, and sometimes it works out in their favors, right? Even if it's
Right.
not the quote unquote best thing to do, right? Um, Also, one thing to consider too, this is self-goaling off, right? So we're also seeing how that looks like in competitive play
Right.
for the first time too. It's just I gotta give credit to the PGV Rec League. They are testing a lot of different, I think, ideas that people have had in the competitive environment about Echo over the time I've been here. At least that was about 2 years now.
Right.
And getting to actually try it out, because it's one thing when everyone keeps talking about it and speculating all these things, but it's another when you're finally really trying it out. I think the last time I saw something like this was Spatial Confusion. Didn't they host a 5v5 tournament with the permagoalie sort of setup,
Yeah,
right?
so I believe that they did a 5v5 competitive tournament by the group over there, and they had a system where there was a penalty card that would be issued. So their goalie couldn't come out of bubble, and if they did, they got a penalty, which I think it was a goal, or depending on how many times it happened. It was so many points per infraction. If we have a spatial person in the chat, feel free to throw in what your rules
Yes,
were. But
please let us know. I've just heard about it, but I wasn't a part of the tournament, so I didn't know all the details.
yeah, so I think I might have played in. I think I might have played in that one a little bit. I know one of my frustrations has always been that it seems like I always have things planned anytime there's been a Tyro tournament. So as long as I've been in Tyro, I've yet to be able to play in a tournament other than the academy. I sign up for
That's
them,
unfortunate.
and then I go up to and I'll tell my wife, I'm like, hey, I got a tournament this week. She's like, oh no, you don't, hun. You got you have this that weekend. I'm like, ah, So it's not like I can say, nope, I'm gonna overrule you, considering it was already on the calendar, and most of the time it was an event for my kids. So
That is unfortunate. But yeah, I will say, if you were able to make it, they definitely were really fun.
oh
And
yeah,
that's kind of all the tournaments, right? They're always really fun. You don't win. You obviously you don't get to win all of them. That's not how that works. But when you get to play, and there's some really good players, it's great to see some of the chemistry going on.
oh, beautiful
You-
passing. Hit him
Mhm.
off the back wall with a cut pass. That's nice, very nice. And they pull within 5, so Tyro NA is back to full strength.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if League subs are able to. It seems like they're getting the momentum going forward. I'm wondering if they can hold us down, even with Tyro NA finally having the full roster coming in, right? So it looks like Tyro NA is coming out of the tunnels pretty high, going for a pretty quick rollout, and it does work out in their favor.
Oh man,
Somehow
Arch
bounces
with a
out,
six
bounces
score.
back into Arch's hands. So beautiful gameplay by Tyro NA to kind of tighten it up at the end, put a little bow on top of themselves. And I believe it does put them out of the 7-point range again, right?
Yes, so now they're back into that 7-point lead. So
Yeah. Pretty pretty good game though, to be honest. But yeah, no, I would love to see another 5v5 format or some other variation on kind of the competitive game style that we're used to. I've seen people joke about the disc curve
oh man,
before,
no,
and
no.
I feel like when
I
you first use it, you think it sucks, but here's the thing. Apparently there is a pattern. Like it's not like it's not random or anything. There's a actual pattern. So that means it is learnable, which means you could
yeah.
play with it.
So maybe what we do is we could have like round 1 disc curve, round 2 straight disc, and just watch how much it messes everybody up.
That would be too much. I feel like you gotta either commit to the rule set for the whole game, so people can learn eventually, or don't do it at all. Because that would be 5v5 is already live. Let alone I can't imagine that it would be pure chaos because people would
yeah.
have to be bouncing back and forth, and be
Well,
a whole thing.
what was it that I think one you see even did a FIFA
Heads. Yes,
heads
he did
only.
heads only, which I don't know how they did because I've done that before and it hurt my neck.
Yeah, I was like, as intrigued as I am, I can't do that for that long. My neck would be so sore.
Yeah, that's why I don't know, man. It just sucks because this game's not beautiful headbutt almost within shooting distance for them or within scoring range for them. Unfortunately, does not quite work out. And Taro and A does get their hand on it and does send it deep into the bubble and something like that right there. What I was just talking about, where it does kind of pull the goalie out based off the bouncing.
Oh, very nice
I
save.
I believe there can be some gameplay around that, right?
Right.
Goalie baiting, I guess you can call it. But Tyrone's doing pretty good, holding it down, even playing pretty well on the offensive, even being down a player.
Not sure who that was down there trying to do the juking, but they were stopped pretty quick. All right, they get it back down. Who's this? Deadline has it. Looking for a cut pass. Oh, he gets quickly stunned out by that stack.
What
by
was that? Did they
Tyro.
just do a goalie switch? It worked out.
So I know Tyrone has somebody sitting, but I can't tell who it is.
Let me go digging in the back. Looks like they are sitting in the one you see this round, actually, and it looks like.
Oh man, a cool whip with the top pocket. Looks like.
So I guess is that technically Cool Whip's shot, but Arch's head, right?
Oh, is that what it was? Oh, okay.
I think that's because it's his head, but I think it's Cool Whip's assist because it came off of her hand, right?
Okay. I thought I saw Cool Whip shoot it. I didn't realize it hit Arch's head on the way in.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta give him credit, right? Always playing together as a team, even if in the most unconventional way you can say, right? And it looks like we do have Deadline bouncing around, trying to out-juke the stack that was on the roof. And it looks like Blue is trying their best to get the disc all the way through. And it does. Oh, there's a little bit of fighting back and forth, and no one could really quite get their hand on it. I don't know how's this game looking to you, Chuck?
Well, so I'd like to see what the changes are that Tower NA makes. So it looks like they put Obsidian back in goal, pulled Jim out. So I want to see how that changes the dynamic of their play, swapping out not just remember it's goalie, but also on the offensive side. So Jim, I can't exactly tell where Jim's at right now. Oh, he's in the tunnel, so I guess it's not having any effect on the tube. What a save by Kudikai. So he bounces it straight down, and if you notice in this meta, instead of trying to clear it all the way out, Kudi seems to be bouncing it down or even bouncing it off the walls and trying not to do that deep clears.
There's enough people man on that it kind of works out.
Wow. Okay, so this was a quasi Joker train, and then he sacrificed K and went in and scored the goal. Way to go, Deadline.
It looks like League Subs is trying their best to claw themselves back and really close this lead. We'll see how Tyro NA does. That does keep them still at the 7-point difference, so they still need to maintain that one person in the back. But it looks like Tyro NA does not need it, as they are doing pretty well on the offensive, even being down a player.
Oh, Jim loses the disc. He scuffs it. Deadline picks it up, shoots it up to K, who's slowly moving forward, but those Tyro stacks are going to come in fast normally. Hanging over there behind Pat, K picks it up, looking for a pass option, sends it across over to Scooter. Scooter bouncing around, looking for a pass option. K then picks up the scuff pass, again slowing it down, looking for options. There's Scooter across. She likes to go up same side wall. Is this Deadline? Takes the shot, misses it, bounces off. Arch is going to recover it for Tyro NA. Coming up to tunnel, does a soft clear through where it's picked up by 1UC. Slowing it down, tries to do a quick reset, but misses on the connection. Jim's battling in tunnel. Looks like League Subs is able to win it. Shoots it off across to the other side. It's bouncing around a little bit more. And Tower NA does a hard clear, but they're not able to get it through. Deadline picks it up. Misses the pass down to his teammate under boot. Tower NA is now going to try to send it back up. Coming down, let's see if Kudigai can grab it. He's going to hold it. Oh, loses it quickly to that stack. That stack is brutal. 1UC does not miss those. He makes those for an easy 3. They go up by 10 points.
Wow, gotta give a lot of credit to Taro NA right there. I'm not sure if they intentionally were hiding behind a Geo to put pressure on the goalie, but Kudikai either was not paying attention or was totally blindsided by Taro NA there. Beautiful gameplay to give them an actual 3, which and I think as a lot of us have seen by now is very uncommon, in this sort of lineup. So it's been really cool to see teams attempt to still get those 3s because they still do matter a lot, but it's just that much harder now, right?
Oh yeah, you may get the goalie out of position every now and then, but it's not where it's open as often as it would be in the 4v4.
Exactly, and usually you have someone able to get into the back line pretty quickly. That it's just still very risky to go in for those 3s.
Well, and that's why goalie stunning plays even a bigger role. So I know we had a couple of plays throughout when you play Echo where you may be down by 3 and hey, we got to get that stun in, right? And so you send somebody down to stun the goalie before they take the 3. In this meta, that's a regular occurrence to try to take the 3s, right? Goalie stunning becomes a big part of this game.
Get to your launchers.
Definitely, and beautiful gameplay right there by Cool being able to read it off the. I don't think it was backboard quite, but more the back area. I don't know what that area is called actually, because it's not backboard. It's what would you call that? Back tunnels? I don't know, tunnel area.
Back wall?
Back wall, yeah. Really good gameplay right now by Tarnay, still maintaining their lead, even being down a player. It looks like League Subs is struggling to kind of keep it going. And right when oh, never mind.
Oh.
That was very unfortunate for Deadline. I know how that ding ring feels, especially with the wide open goal. Not the best look. But it's still fine. It's still on Taro NA's side as they're fighting to kind of keep Disc out of there. And look at Jim's able to get the interception and give it all the way to Cool Up. And this is what I'm saying with Taro NA. They're really good at kind of actually working with this meta. Because right there you can see they're taking their time. I've seen this a lot with Taro NA where they're making really good passes past the tunnel, which allows them to get like move up the disc together, right?
Yeah.
Get to your
Nice shot.
And another
by Jim.
yes, 2 points on the board from Jim. I credit
Well-
Tyrone A. I don't know what else to say, right?
Well, and that's the difference between players that have played together for many seasons. I know Jim's he's somewhat new to the group. I believe Obsidian might be as well, but I know that One UC and Arch and Cool Whip have a bit of history playing together.
Oh, definitely. And even Obsidian, I forgot. Correct me if I'm wrong. He's newer to Tyrone A, but I thought he's worked with a lot of them in many different
very
capacities.
nice shooter. Oh yeah, I'm sure they've all played together in some capacity. I mean, you have the kind of the different generations of Tyra, right? So you kind of you have that first generation of Tyra players, which is the One UCs, the Cool Whips, the Arches, and then you kind of have the next group that came in, which I believe is more your group, right? I could be wrong on that, but I think you were kind of like that next.
I forgot it was season 3 or 4. Yeah.
Okay. So, and then I came in, it was middle of season 5 ERML, I think. But I didn't play, obviously I was brand new to the game. So I started playing this game, I think last April, end of last March. So March of 2022.
It's crazy to think about how far we've all come, because I don't know, when I think about my time in Echo, I'm like, wow, I really have been around here for a minute. And the fact that I can go away for a week now and still be kind of okay with playing Echo, I think kind of just shows like, damn, it's kind of been the muscle memory.
Oh yeah.
This one, which is so unfortunate, because again, I don't know. The closer we get, the more I've liked it. I realize, wow, I really do love this game. And there's not really much we can do, right? I'm still happy and excited to see what Brad, not Brad, is it Brad David or who else? What they're gonna do with that 0G team game that they kind of hinted at. So still, because I know there's that, and there's a couple different I don't want to call them Echo replacements, because there's some games I think that wanted to pull in some of the Echo people leaving, but they weren't. I wouldn't call them necessarily Echo replacements. And there's a couple like straight up rip-offs, right? Which good luck not getting sued or getting a cease and assist from Meta.
If you go into the promo channel on PGV, Call Me Comms has a couple of YouTube videos in there where he reviews the different quote unquote Echo replacements. And they're short enough videos to where you don't have to worry about your attention span, getting interrupted. But they're very interesting to watch. If you got 10, 20 minutes, jump in there and check them out.
You gotta check it out, because like I said, I keep saying it, but I need to find another way to deal with my Echo itch, especially after leaving the game.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah, I've been kind of turning more towards like normal 2D gaming, but I still love VR gaming through and through, and it's definitely for me the future. I know people would say it's still niche gaming, and I definitely agree with that compared to like console gaming, because size is very different between the two, right? When you
Right.
consider PC, console gaming, and all these other two-dimensional.
Okay, with a
gaming.
Dusty. See what she does with it. Oh. Very nice. Okay.
I don't know what happened there, but a lot happened there. And it worked out in the League Subs' favor, and they are closing down this lead, this 12-point lead. And it looks like they are trying their best to say, hey, we've been down for most of the game, but we're not quite out. We can still fight our way back and see if I was, finish it off, get some couple consolation goals, and feel better about ending this night, right?
Oh yeah, I think that they have a lot to be proud of with how well they've played tonight, considering this is for at least three or four of them, they haven't played much together. So I think it's great to watch
Oh
that
yeah.
they were able to keep it this close.
I mean, if you think about it, they literally formed today because that's how the league sub
Yes.
team works.
Yes.
They just get picked up day of, right?
Oh yeah, you
so
sign if you want to sub, you sign up and play the game.
it's
So
crazy to see them still be able to put up some numbers, considering Tyrone definitely has really good chemistry together, really good history, and obviously, as we've seen, really good skills
oh,
with
what a
handling the
duck by
setup.
Scooter and a shot. Nice. Okay. Scooter brings it in, and what do they say? The last goal wins.
Last goal
Last goal
wins.
wins.
Beautiful three from Scooter to end it out for the
Very
league
nice.
subs, and it looks like this is Tyro NA's game with 26 to 17, and yeah, pretty good game to end off the night.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that ends our games for the night. We've had a blast going over the four games that we've had. Don't forget that we have another cast on Sunday night, and we may have a surprise cast if we can come up with something between now and Sunday. So keep an eye out on the PGV Discord. We'll throw an announcement out there once we figure out what we're going to do. But thank you, Martini, for joining us. Thank you, Jim, for and Deadline, and Tasha and BT. Thank you as always. Great job on the cams. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Martini, do you have any last words?
Yep. Always love coming on. Even if it's to end out the night and call it a good night. Tell everyone to have a good day. And thank you, Chucks, for coming on. I don't mind being alone, but definitely a lot better to be with someone else for sure. I'll definitely attest to that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right, BT, go ahead and take us out. Thank you, everyone.